Good morning, Lions Den, small business community. I dare you to heart it up. If you're on with us live, put the number one on the screen. We want to know that you're there. This is a dialogue, not a monologue that we're going to be discussing. And when I tell you, I'm ready to hear because I have no idea. I just know my hubby walked in and said, babe, we got to get on the Lions Den, small business community. I got to share these gems. I got to share this information in the group with those that are a part. First of all, I want to welcome everybody that is a part of this group. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I see you. I see your ones. What's up? What's up? Unfortunately, we can't see that, but we want to welcome you to this Lions Den group. But most of all, we want to thank you for being a part of this group. And we just want to grow together to our VIP membership. What's up? What's up? What's up? Growing community. Thank you guys so much for being a part of that as well. But we're going to deep dive into this. And let's talk, Bishop. I'm going to turn it over to you.
I want to know real quick, how many people do we have on? I would love it if we have at least three people.
We have two. It's showing two right now.
I'll take two. But I'm actually, listen, I'm going to share some really powerful information. Me and my wife have been talking about this video for some time. And so I knew before I can, do this video, I needed at least an hour to kind of sit down and get my thoughts together. And as I was getting those thoughts together, I think, man, this is some really powerful information. I'm not just saying it because I'm sharing it. I'm saying it because I experienced it. And I wish somebody would have told me this here 10 years ago. So I'm actually in favor. If you're listening, I know some of y'all may be driving. I know some of y'all may be maneuvering. You really want a pen. You really want a paper. A lot of things I'm going to throw at you. It's not going to really make sense if you don't have pen, if you don't have paper, because you need to be able. Listen, I actually sit down and I wrote it all down this morning so that I could make sure that I had it together. So there's some numbers on here. If you look on here, there's some numbers on here. These numbers all make sense. So you need to be able to write it down. I promise you, this information that I'm going to share with you, I'm giving you time to get your pen and paper together. I'm trying to give you time by time. This information I'm going to share with you, I probably got this information through about 20 different conversations that lasted. If I had all the time that I added up across the time that I've had this conversation, it'll probably be over 20 hours. So over 20 hours of conversation, I'm going to condense in less than 20 minutes and give you 20 years of experience from people from different directions. So how many people we have on now, baby?
Still two.
Still two. All right.
Hey, they'll watch. Whoever watches the replay, you'll get the information. It's going to be here in this group. Hey, and if you're listening on podcast, we may drop this on podcast as well. Absolutely. Hello to all our podcast. No, you said no.
We got to. We got to drop.
Yeah, we got to. So all our podcast listeners, hey, we want you to listen and enjoy this information. Is it called the Power of 50K?
It is the Power of 50K, but it's going to progress into 50K. I'm going to teach you today how powerful $50,000. And listen, so much I can share with this. I'm gonna try my best to kind of keep me in a fence, because I can easily veer off into multiple different things that I've learned. If it was one book that I would love for all y'all to get, I thought I had it right here with me, but I don't. It's called The Rich Dad Poor Dad. How many of you? I want to ask one question. So I'm gonna ask right now. How many of y'all really, truly want to be wealthy? I truly want to be wealthy. If you want to be wealthy, my wife told you put number 2 on the screen. Put 1 on the screen. I want you to put number 2. I want you to put number 2 and just say wealth, because I think wealth is a figment of most of our imaginations. We think that, oh, it's a good thought, but how many of y'all? I want you to put this here. I believe I can be wealthy. I believe I can be wealthy. That's a good thing. I want you to write number 2. I believe I can be wealthy. Number 2. I believe I can be wealthy. I know it's a lot. It's a lot. You're driving. And if you can, I'll look at this later. I'm not on social media, but I do want to see your responses. I do want to see your questions. To wealth. That's good. To wealth. That's great. To wealth. But listen, so this is, I don't want you to think this is a kind of just gimmick. I want you to know that right now God is going to let me download some things into you, because you invested in joining this group. You invested in joining this group, and our Lions Den VIP members, we'll go deeper in this in one of our sessions, because I know a lot of questions will be generated about this, but you invested in us financially. So we're going to give you more information. Listen, so here we go. I want you to write down first, before we talk about the power of 50K, I want to talk to you about the power of 10K, the power of 10K. If you don't know what 10K is, 10K is $10,000.
Okay.
$10,000. I want you to write down the power of $10,000. What we want to do when we're trying to get wealthy, we're trying to figure out how do we become wealthy. You know, I'm gonna share some things in the end, some tools you're gonna need to build wealth. But I'm gonna teach you on a journey that me and my wife had. Listen to this here. We had the journey that we went to be worth about $250,000. We took $10,000 and turned it into $250,000.
Mm-hmm.
That is a real journey. That is a real journey. Let's talk about
Realistic. Very realistic.
and scared the heck out of me.
Come on.
And so listen, this is what I want to share with you. And so this what happened was about 2 years ago, me and my wife woke up, I think it was 2021, and said in 2022 we want to flip something in 2022. That was our goal. We want to flip something in 2022. Not knowing we said, like I told you, I don't have time to entertain you. You need to listen. I'm gonna tell you some things to write down. I'm gonna tell you to write them down. I need you to write them down because we got to refer back to them. We said in 2022 we're gonna flip something. And when we said that, now I want to go back and just digress for a second. The goal of this video is going to be number one, to teach you how to build wealth and how to do real estate. How to build wealth with real estate.
Mm-hmm.
This call, I want you to understand what this is going to be. How to build wealth with real estate. Listen, I thought for years for me to get into real estate, every time I heard people talk about that, I heard wealthy people talk about this. You got to get into real estate if you're going to make wealth. You got to get into real estate if you're going to get wealth. I'm thinking I need to go to school, get my real estate license. No. To me, that's work. That's not real estate. That's working in real estate. That's real estate working you, not you working real estate. So another lesson, another question. But anyways, me and my wife said we're going to flip something in 2022. All we had in 2022, once we woke up, we didn't believe it. Did you believe we were going to flip something in 2022?
Man, no, I thought that was for other people. I thought that other people would be able to flip something, do something. I thought that was for people that was beneath. I just didn't think that we
We
did.
thought we was beneath that. We thought we
Yes,
couldn't.
I didn't think, number one, we had enough funds. I didn't think we had enough funds. I didn't think we had enough money. I just didn't think that was the case. I didn't, just to be honest with you, no, sir.
And I mean, well, I want to answer that question. Let's keep moving. So, me and my wife woke up in 2022, and many of y'all know we flipped the house in 22. We did flip a house. So, just kind of fast forward, we did flip a house in 2022. Let's talk about how. Many people ask, how do we do it? And I told my wife, I don't want to share the journey because if I share the journey, I don't know enough. And this morning, I looked up and I said, man, I got to share this. So, and we had woke up in 2022. All we had was a little bit of money. We had an LLC. Write that down. LLC.
Mm-hmm.
We did have an LLC. And the reason why I say LLC, because if you can, you want to put the house in your LLC name. Another video, not a lot there, but I will tell you we had an LLC. And by the time we decided to buy the house, we had $10,000. Probably a little more than $10,000, probably about, 10,800, something like that. But we had about $10,000 in the bank
Mm-hmm.
from our business money. Not our money, our business money. Another conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So $10,000 to our name. We want to flip a house. I find a house. The house we find out later. Write this down. We write down 10,000 first. I want you to write down 10,000. All we had in the bank was 10,000. So at the top of your paper, write down $10,000. That's all we had was $10,000. But when we found the house that we had, the person owed $19,000 in back taxes.
Mm-hmm.
They owe $19,000 in back taxes. That's key. There are houses out there people owe money on that's about to lose them, and they're willing to take small amounts of money for them. You got to understand this, because when we think real estate, I can't afford to go buy a house and rent it up, and I got to pay all these $100,000. The house was behind in taxes $19,000. A mentor of mine told me this before this day, said, when you find a house you want, don't insult the person. Make sure you win and they win.
Right.
I called the person up and I said, hey, I found your house is listed that is behind on taxes. Would you take $29,000 for it? I ain't got $29,000
at all.
but I'm scared. My mentor is kicking me in the butt, telling me that I need to go out there and flip a house. Where am I waiting on? All I got is 10,000. And so I hope somebody's listening to this and they're taking his notes down. And I said, now listen, now I went from having 10,000. The house is worth, the warehouse is behind Texas, 19,000. So I'm gonna add 10,000 to it so they can make some money. So if you about to lose the house, if you about to lose it, would you be willing to make 10,000? And then once they make 10,000 on it, I'll be actually buying the house for $29,000. I'll be actually buying the house for 29,000. I don't have $29,000. Get it in your spirit. All I got is what? $10,000. So I'm scared, but I'm teaching you. If you listen to me, I'm gonna fast track your thinking. I'm scared. I'm asking this lady. She said, "Yeah, I take $10,000 profit off the house. So if you buy for 29,000, come on." So I'm thinking to myself right now, I'm gonna go to the bank, and I'm gonna ask the bank for 29,000. Because I'm thinking to myself, if I go to the bank and ask for 29,000, I can use. Listen to this. I can use my 10,000 to renovate it. Wrong. Yes, that's wrong thinking. But I'm telling you what I was thinking in my head. I'm gonna tell you right now, you don't want to use a dime of your money. That's the whole part.
Oh, can I pause and say this?
No,
OP.
don't. I got to
Okay, stop me. Yeah.
because it's so important. I gotta take you through your own mindset until I convert your mind. When I get your mind converted, then I'm gonna teach you these different terms. And I know my wife, I knew I had to stop. I'd slap her hand because she know the power of what she's gonna say. OP and there's another letter to that. Can't give it to you yet. But so we went to the bank. I got 10,000. The house is behind 19,000. I offered them 10,000 on top of that for the house. So now the house that was behind 19,000, I got to buy for $29,000. Seemed astronomically high to me. I'm scared. Even as I'm actually starting the journey to buy the house, I don't believe I'm gonna be able to buy it. I believe I'm waiting for them to tell me no so I can get out of this dream. Go ahead.
Can I pause and say this? I want to say you saw me, didn't you? I just want to say this, remind you, we didn't feel like we was valuable. We felt like we didn't have the funds. We felt like we didn't have the money. We felt like it was impossible. We felt like we counted ourselves out, all of this stuff. And you will do that when it comes down to doing something you've never done to get what you've never had before. So please know that in the midst of doing that. But go ahead, husband.
And listen, remember these words. I'm going to slow down. I'm going fast because I know some of you are trying to get to work. Remember these words. It's okay to do afraid. It's okay to do it afraid. Just don't do it alone.
Ooh, that part.
I'll say it to you again. It's okay to do it afraid. Just don't do it alone. We would not have finished this journey if I didn't have a mentor. Miss Daisy Agnew. I thank God for Daisy Agnew. She's been in the real estate world for over 50 years.
Yes.
She's been buying flipping houses for 50 years. And I went to her and I told her something one day. And I said, I just can't do it. And that woman ripped me in half. She ripped me in half. That made me feel so bad to where I went up the next morning and I finished the journey. So listen, so $29,000. $29,000 is what I'm going to offer them. So I'm thinking when I go to the bank, I'm going to ask them. They're going to tell me no. I already know they're going to tell me no. But I'm going to ask them for $29,000. And when I ask them $29,000, no, I'm going to tell them I got $10,000 for renovation. If you give me $29,000, we can buy the house and I just owe you and I pay you. I'm gonna have 2 mortgages. What the heck, right? Because we just bought a house the year before. Went to the bank and they asked me 3 powerful questions.
Wait a minute, pause. Let that sizzle in your spirit. Just bought a house the year before. Go ahead, never mind.
So why do you do that, baby?
Because my thing is that we bought a house just built a house from the ground up.
We did.
And had no idea that we said in the time of buying a house, we're gonna flip something in 2020. Like that was our vision.
That's powerful. For everybody who just bought a house, that means that you qualify to buy another one.
That part. That's what I was trying to say. Yes.
You qualify to buy another, and we didn't know this.
Yeah.
If you bought a house, you qualify to buy another one. And so listen, so keep going. So I went to the bank and I'm afraid. Well, I called the bank and I'm afraid, and I said, hey, I want to buy this house. It's $29,000 and I got $10,000. And with this $10,000, I want to use that to renovate it. But whatever y'all need, just tell me. They asked me 3 questions. Write these 3 questions down. Most 3 powerful questions in real estate, because we don't think about these questions. Everybody else knows these questions, but we don't know these questions. And these questions changed my life. It changed my wife's life. It changed our business. First question I asked is, what is the current value of the house? All I knew, I was going to pay some money I don't have. I wasn't thinking about the money I didn't see. They asked me, what is the current value of the house? The second question they asked me is, what is it going to cost to renovate the house? The third question they asked me, what is the ARV? What is the ARV? Those three questions changed my life, because all I had is 10,000. The house is costing me 29,000. I'm going to the bank asking them that, and they asked me three questions. So the insulting thing was, I had to pay $800 to get the answer to 1 and 3, because it costs $400 for it. And I thank God for the company. I'm gonna put them out there. Bowden Appraisal, BOWDEN, Bowden Appraisal. I got to give out to them because everyone else wanted to wait weeks to give me a what you call it. I need an appraisal. They want to wait weeks. I mean, almost months. All of a sudden, ARV. And I'm gonna tell you what ARV is in a second. Alpha Romeo Victor, not ARB, ARV. I'll tell you what ARV is in a second. But Bowden, I called Bowden in, and they came in a week and gave me an appraisal. The one appraisal for the current value of the house was $400. The ARV value was another $400. So now my little 10,000, baby, is I little $2,000 down to 9,100, no, 9,200. So they already eating away my renovation money, I'm thinking.
Right.
So, didn't realize that was the most powerful $800 I ever could have spent. So now we come back to the table, and I give the bank three numbers. They asked me for number one, what is the current value of this house that I'm asking money for? The current value of the house was $70,000. $70,000. Bowden sent me, if you buy the house right now, immediately the house is worth $70,000. You could turn around and sell it right now. So if you bought it for $29,000, you could turn around and sell it right now for $70,000, and you already make, what's that, $41,000? Already off the bat, I'm in the positive already. And the next thing I gave them was, what is my cost to renovate the house? The cost to renovate the house was easy. God bless, because we had a construction crew. We had a team already. So I went in there and the team and said, how much it costs for the roof, how much it costs for foundation, how much it costs to turn this in, how much it costs to this. And I had to do my homework. Now listen, I had to do homework. Some of you may have to go pay a construction company. Say, hey, or just tell them, hey, if you come in and give me some values, I'm going to give you the job. They'll come in and do it for free if you guarantee them a job. Put them on contract. Say, hey, if we get this house, I'll contract you out. We put you on contract right now. The time is not worth it. So you have to pay them anything. And I found out with my crew, listen to this, it was going to cost me $96,000 to renovate this house. I'm like, oh, crap.
Somebody, Lady Payne, say Jesus.
$96,000. I'm like, oh, my God. So already the house is, I'm like, I can't afford to renovate. Baby, we had $10,000. We're going to use $10,000 to renovate the house. And I just
to give the person that we were buying the house from.
No, I was going to get that money from the bank.
Right, that's true.
I had in my mind that we're going to use $10,000 to renovate it. Now my $10,000 down to $9,800, and all I got is $9,800. And now they say I need $96,000 to renovate. I'm like, oh my God! So that $10,000 gone. So I know I'm not getting this deal. I'm just waiting for them to tell me, no. Somebody, I want you to understand: keep progressing until you get a no. Yeah. Don't let the unknown scare you away from the journey.
Yes.
So all I got is 10,000. Power 10K is what we're talking about. We're going to talk about 50K in a second. So they said 96,000, 70,000, 70, comma 000 is the actual value of the house that I'm trying to buy for 29,000. $96,000 is going to cost to renovate it. They asked me for the ARV. I asked the guy how much it's going to be worth after we've renovated. That's the ARV, after renovation value. Listen to this. He said to me, who was that with the mouth?
Shantae.
Good
morning, y'all. Hey. First of all, welcome, Bishop. We got some people on. Welcome. Thank y'all for joining. About 4 or 5.
Listen,
thank y'all for joining.
You gotta go back. Don't stop listening. Finish listening. Get your pen and paper out. If you hadn't wrote down, you got to keep listening, because I'm sharing y'all some experience I've been wanting to share for a long time. I was afraid to do it, but now I'm here. I'm comfortable with it because I'm about to do it again. We're about to do it again. But listen, so they asked me for the ARV. The ARV after renovation value. The guy who appraised my house asked me for my plans. I wrote my own plans on freaking Excel. They asked me for my plans. What are you going to do to the house? Put a new roof on it. Put a new foundation on it. All those things, right? I'm putting $96,000 into the house. So if I put $96,000 in the house, these are all things I'm going to do. The appraiser came back with a paper to give the bank and says, if he does everything he says, this house that he's going to buy for $26,000 and put $96,000 into it, after he gets through, it's going to be worth $250,000. It's going to be worth after renovation value. This is money I didn't see. I didn't see this. It will be.
Can you repeat that for the newcomers? Just that little part. You had 10,000. We had 10,000.
I had 10,000. And
the house was how much?
The house. I'm talking about the power of 50K, but first I'm starting with the power of 10K. We said we was going to flip a house in 2022. We wake up, we didn't believe it. We thought we were just saying something that's going to be fictitious. And now we actually faced with a house that we found that was behind on taxes, $19,000. It was behind $19,000. I didn't want to insult the lady and say, I'm gonna give you $19,000 off your house. She didn't win. I went and offered her something I didn't have. I'm like, didn't know nothing. You gotta understand. I think to myself I was gonna have this money. I said, hey, would you be willing to make $10,000 on top of the house? And that means we're gonna pay your back taxes of $19,000 and you leave with $10,000. She said yes. So we put it on contract and we begin this journey. Now listen, we put it on contract. We gave her $500 in the hand and said, here you go, some earnest money.
Yeah.
So I really and truly, my 9,800 was less, but we won't even go there. So anyways, long story short, we went to the bank thinking we're going to get denied and asked them for $29,000. I need $29,000. I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to use $10,000 to flip the house. I know I'm giving these numbers out. Go back, slow it down, watch this video and write those numbers down. These are some important numbers. The bank says to me 3 questions I need to know from you. Number 1, what is the current value of the house? I didn't know that. What is it going to cost to renovate the house? I didn't know that. And what is the ARV, the after renovation value? I was going to them asking for money that I saw. I didn't know the money I didn't see. Mm-hmm. And the money I didn't see was when I asked the appraiser, I told him I had to pay for $800, $400 for the current value, $400 for the after renovation value. The current value was $70,000. So I'm asking for $29,000 on a house that's worth $70,000. Mm-hmm. So like I told him, if I would have bought the house at $29,000, automatically I have positive equity in the house. Then if I put $96,000 in the house, it will be worth, now, this is what we don't think. We're thinking adding numbers to numbers. No, the value that I put into the house would increase the value. So now the value of the house, even though I bought it for $29,000, put $96,000 into it, the value of the house now is worth, after he gave me paper, it's worth $250,000. So now the bank knew 2 things. The bank knew 2 things that I didn't know. Number 1, if we give him $29,000, if he don't pay a dime on it, if he don't pay us nothing back on it, we can take the house and sell it for $70,000 and still make a $41,000 profit. They think this is a great business investment, because if he get it, he pay us, we good. If he don't pay us, even better, because we're gonna get more money out of him than we would have.
Right.
This is what my wife and tell you earlier about OPM.
Please wait. I want the pause. And I know Tonya, Tay's ain't it? She's on Tay. She say she driving, but she listening. I want those that are typing to type this in. OPM. Powerful combination, powerful opportunities in OPM. Can I say it now, Bishop? Can I talk? Okay, I want to say this part. This is my favorite part because I love to see this unfold. When you have an LLC, it makes it powerful than a DBA. DBA is great, but an LLC is so much powerful because you can use other people's money. Type that in the screen. OPM, other people's money. It is not your money. And you've probably heard this before. And if you have, just listen to us. But if you've never heard of that, OPM, other people's money that you're able to use outside of your own money. Go ahead. That's my favorite part. Y'all, let me tell you how much I like. Wait, I'm going to say this real quick. Let me tell you how much I love to use other people's money. Every opportunity we get, I want to use other people's money.
And this is what a lot of people don't teach us. But listen, all we had was $10,000. So I'm thinking in my head when I get started that when I get through with this, I'm going to be broke. And this is what we do. We don't want to become broke. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm gonna be broke, but I'm finding out I'm not. Listen, so the bank knew two things. Number one, if we only give him the 29,000, we at least, if you don't make a dime, we can at least take the house and we can sell it on the market, and we can sell it for 70,000 and make back 41,000. Even if we sell it just for 65,000, we're still gonna make about $36,000 on this house. So they know this is a great business deal. They encourage me. Go ahead, baby. You muted. Okay.
Go ahead.
They encouraged me to go ahead. They said, well, no, go ahead. And they said, don't just ask for the 96. Don't you need some capital also to do like the flower beds and stuff?
Come on here, Jesus.
Ask for 136. They said, ask me. They said, ask me for 136,000.
This is other people money telling you to ask them for their money. That part.
I'm saying, okay, can I have $136,000? Well, this wasn't just asking. I had to put on paperwork. They said, put on the loan, 136,000. They approved me. Why did they approve me? Because they knew if he put the $96,000 into the house, it's going to be worth $250,000. So now do the math. Do the math. You buying a house for $29,000, and they giving me $96,000. Well, they want me to act for 136,000. 136. I'm doing the math. 136, and the cost of the house is $29,000. So basically, they give me $107,000 extra. We say, hey, we're gonna give you an extra $107,000. And here we go. Listen. But we want 10% down. I'm like, whoa. I don't have the $10,000 now because I used the money now to pay for the appraisal. I used some money also to something else I have to do. And I'm like, I'm down below 8,000. This is what we think. We think we don't have the money. They said, we don't want you to give it to us in your hand. We just, instead of giving you 136, we're gonna still give you a loan for 136, but we only gonna give you in your hand. And they wanted 10%. They wanted 10%. So they wanted 10% of this. They wanted 13,000. So we only gonna give you in your hand. We're gonna minus from the 136. We're gonna minus 13,000 from that. We're only gonna give you 123,000. How many of y'all can buy the house, flip the house, 123,000? Even though I owe you back 136,000, they gave me 123. So guess how much I still got in the bank? I got my little $9,000 some change still in the bank. It's still my money. So now, if I can flip this house for less, I still want to put full value into it. But if I can flip it for less than 123,000, buy it and flip it less, now I got to manage it. Now I have money left over. Now they actually gave me money.
Yeah.
A mortgage on that loan was $1,000. I'm renting it out for, let's say, I don't want to give you all my business. I'm renting out for over $1,300 a month. Over $1,300 a month. So now I use OPM to buy a house, renovate the house, and the bank is hoping I don't pay them because they're gonna take the house and sell it for $250 and make way more money back. I got some more to add to that, but do that make sense?
They harden it up, bitch. You can't see it, but they harden it up and liking and all that. Hard it up. If you feel all of that you just heard right now, hard it up. But yeah.
This is real. This is so much real. So listen, so a couple of things, somebody say, well, this is unrealistic. No, it's not. What do I need to be able to do something like this? Thank you so much for letting me know that I'm not wasting my time on here this morning. This is what I need. Yeah, you got to get your credit up. And you don't need a 900 credit score. You don't need an 800 credit score. House buying power credit score is 670 and above. 670 and above. If you have a 670, you can get your credit score there. And I can tell you, I want you to ask some questions in the Lions Den. This is Lions Den only. Ask some questions in Lions Den. I need to fix my credit. I have a connection of someone who won't just remove some of your credit and come back. No, he's going to repair your credit. He repaired my credit. My credit was a 440 when I first got started in this journey. A 440. I said it. My credit was 440.
Please know that was not my credit. I had good credit.
She told my credit up, y'all. She used my name.
Oh, you.
But my credit was a 440 in 6 weeks. 6 weeks. And I can't tell you he's going to fix everybody in 6 weeks. I will say he'll make some major increases in 6 weeks. In 6 weeks, he took my credit from a 440 to a 640. 100 points in 6 weeks because some things I was out there. This is not about a credit thing, but you need to make sure your credit good. you need to have some money in the bank. You need to have some money in the bank. So this is what I'm telling you. The power of 50K in a second, the power of 10K. You should do whatever you can. Instead of getting your income taxes and blowing it on clothes that your kids are going to wear for only a season and not be wearing them up, blowing them on games. Right now, my kids don't own video games. They don't. I think Maddie got one from 5 years ago. We bought her. I'm trying to get my daughters about tiny houses. Another video, another time.
Yes.
I'm trying to get my daughters about tiny house on wheels because I don't want them to stay here forever and put in my backyard. And telling them, don't go buy an apartment, baby. Buy this tiny house for yourself. And when you get ready to buy your house, rent that tiny house out. And now that tiny house will pay for your house. Rich dad, poor dad. Go buy the book. Listen, y'all, I'm giving y'all stuff that I ain't supposed to be giving away. This is stuff most folks keep to themselves because I want to win by myself. God didn't tell me.
Can I pause and say this? Because this is something that we also teach our children. Everybody in our house make money. Yes. There's nobody in our house that does not live here and not make money.
Our oldest child credit score is a what?
Almost 880.
Almost 8. Credit, and we've been working on her credit since she was 13, 14 years old.
Yes.
Listen, number one, don't count yourself out by information you don't know.
I was going to say this, Bishop, is that we had our kids to read the book as well. We paid them to read the book, which allowed their mind to be able to understand the method of the rich dad, poor dad, because you don't want to just gain wealth for you, but you want to leave wealth for your children and teach them how to have residual income that is coming to them as well as yourself. But yeah.
And this is the kind of information we give in the Lions Den VIP. We go way more detail, but I've been telling my wife, me and my wife have been talking about almost a year that we need to talk about the power of 50K. We're probably about 8 months, the power of 50K, and here we are. So we're not done yet. So, you need to get your credit fixed, and you need to start saving money. You need at least $10,000 in the bank. You saw what we did with $10,000. Now, listen, what you got to start doing is deciding. We found out something last year is I am worth what I have in the bank. So right now, if I don't have anything in the bank, if I don't have any assets that I got paid for, I'm worthless. And I can go into the scripture about the God says, if you're faithful a little, he make you rule over much. But also he says that the one who had 5, he gave 5 more. The one who had 2, he gave 2 more. The one who didn't add nothing to it, he took it away from them. God want to know he can trust you. If he can trust you with money, I'm telling you, he'll give you more money. But what we did was we start saving. So I'll tell you, when you get your income taxes, give yourself a year to save $10,000. If you find $1 on the ground, if you find $5 in your washing machine, that's more money you add into your wealth. If you're worth $1,000 today, you add $5 to it, you're worth $1,005 tomorrow. The more money you keep adding to it, you want to do that. Pay off some debt. That's a whole other video. I don't want to get there. But listen, the moment you get $10,000 in your bank, you got power. If you already giving yourself a year to get $10,000, give yourself that year also to work on your credit.
Yeah. And you can do it before a year. I want to encourage that person. You don't have to wait a year. You can do before a year. If it's just you paying yourself from working, if you're working somewhere and you put so much money up to pay yourself and put that money to the side, amazing lesson that we learned from Lisa Nichols, put money and pay you. And now when you're paying you, what you're doing, you're paying for your investment that you're going to invest into the things that you're going to do.
So, and say you can do it before a year. Like I say, build a realistic goal. If you can get it done faster, get it done faster. But I want you to know this is real. So many people get on these lines and they teach y'all crap that they want to say something. I'm not selling you nothing at the end. I'm giving you opportunity. I'm not selling you nothing. Matter of fact, when you get off here, you ain't got to look at me ever again. Let's take the information I gave you, right? But give yourself a year. If you can do it a year, if you do it faster, do it faster. But if you can get $10,000 at a time, also work on your credit. Listen, with $10,000, we were able to tell the bank that we have 10%. Listen, that's what the power of 10K. 10K was 10% of $100,000. I got 10% here. I got decent credit, and I got 10% of $100,000 loan. I need to go find a house that they sell they have houses up there. While I was working on that house, a guy would walk across the street and say, hey, I got another house up here. When you get there, you can buy mine. I'm behind on my taxes, $10,000.
Come on.
Go out there behind and they want somebody to save them. People don't even want property that Papa them left them because they got to pay tax on it. They're giving it away to the different cultures, and us as African Americans, we're not gaining any of it.
Yeah.
We need to sit back and realize that, hey, we can get these houses. So if I got 10% of 100,000, I can buy a house for $19,000, $29,000, put the $100,000 into it, and when I get through, it's gonna be worth more. So why do I say 50,000? Why do I say the power of 50K?
Yeah.
Because if you got $50,000 in the bank, you literally have access to become a millionaire. We want to figure out how to be a millionaire. We trying to make $1 million $1 at a time. Don't make $1 million $1 at a time. Make $1 million 100,000 at a time.
Right.
Make $1 million $200,000 at a time. So if I know that if I can put 10% in the bank of 50,000, and use some of that money that you make on that equity from that house you just bought, put it up. Because some houses we bought that one, we kept and we were renting it out. We want to buy one day, we could buy it and we can flip it. We can buy it, we flip it. That would have been $150,000 in our pocket. So we put that $50,000 in the bank. Now I have 10% of a $500,000 house. So if I can find a house for $100,000, I can renovate it for $100,000. That's $200,000. The bank can give me that $200,000 because when I get through renovating it, it's going to be worth $400,000. I just bought a $400,000 house with only $50,000 in the bank. And now, if I sell it, I can sell it, and I got the equity I can use to do what I want to with it, or I can rent it out. If you have $50,000 in the bank, you have the capital now to build wealth. So that's why I call this video the power of 50K, because 50K is 10% of any real estate that you can buy. There's not many real estates that you're going to have to look for that's going to have a 10% equity of 50K. So you can buy more $20,000 houses, you can buy more $50,000 houses, whatever you want to do, and never spend your money. The bank realizes you are a good investment. You have money, you have credit, and you out there finding the assets. If anything happened, that real estate asset you have will never lose its value. Never.
And the more assets and the more capital that you build give you more opportunity to do more stuff, to get other people money, to be able to flip a house or keep a house. I want you to share this real quick, Bishop. I want to ask you this. Why did we keep that house instead of flipping it and selling it?
Because it generates residual income. Mm-hmm. If I flip that house and I sell it, I make $150,000, right? In my pocket, boom, walk away, boom. But I gave somebody else a lifetime of money. Because now, let's say we pay the house off. Let's go ahead and say we pay the house off. And let's say we making, hang on a second. So we pay the house off, and now we keep renting it. And now we're making $18,000 a year. Mm-hmm. 5 years, that's $90,000. 10 years is $180,000. That's one property. What if we got 3 properties that's making in 5 years, 10 years, $180,000? So that's 180 times, that's $500,000 in 10 years. In 10 years, just with 3 properties, I'm a half a millionaire. Mm-hmm. Well, what's it going to do if I get older? My children's going to inherit millions of dollars. This is how you become a millionaire. So we didn't want to just sell it because we didn't want to just flip it and sell it. This here was a great investment, great location. I lived in the house when I was a kid. That was even better, right? But it gave us the opportunity to rent it out and keep it. It's other options we could talk about later, real estate, but we can get quadplexes and one big old house and put 4 people in it. But we first got to break down the boundary of limitations in our mind first, and the fears that we walked through. We had a mentor that kept pushing us. If I wouldn't have had a mentor, I would have quit. I ain't gonna lie to you. I did quit because all I kept seeing was, I told the lady, I said, "Ma'am, I done saved up $10,000. I can't give that money away. I don't want to lose it. I don't want to work this hard to get $10,000, lose it." She said, "You ain't got no money, CJ. You ain't got no money. If you worried about $10,000, you'll never give up. You know what? You ain't the one. I've been giving you all this information. You ain't the one."
Look, can I pause and say this? Don't waste a millionaire person or mentor that you've seen the results of $1 million status. And it ain't just about the money, it's also about the need. But don't waste their time. No. They do not want to waste their time over a faithless person that doesn't have enough faith to say, okay, all right, I'm gonna do it, and just see, you know, I hate to say faith, but just be able to say, I'm gonna do this. And I think that's the thing that with Miss Agnew, that's what she was doing, was like, listen, at the end of the day, CJ, you gonna spend this money or you not? Don't waste my time. And we have to learn that when somebody gives us, huh?
I didn't even have to spend it in the end.
At all. Didn't even have to spend, and gain more back from the 10,000 doubled to something so much major than that. And I think here's the thing. We don't always want to, whenever you meet a need, God will provide opportunities for you.
Yep.
So we created residual income, but for affordable housing,
yep.
That we were able to give to someone in our church, man.
I was excited about it.
Yeah, I was excited about that.
I got to ask a question. First of all, I'm going to ask two questions. I hope, how many people still on, baby?
You got about 3 on. And to our podcast listeners, you can always email us any questions that you may have, and we'll come back and talk about it.
Was this helpful? First question, was this helpful? Was this helpful? So as I give the delay time for that to answer, I'm going to act like I got the answers and go to ask my second question. I will answer 3 questions. Got 3 people. I will answer 3 questions right now, real quick. I got to jump another meeting, but I feel released. I feel lighter.
I can't wait, man. We're going to be sharing the whole journey of us from, you know, from turbulence to trusting God with everything that we do. We're going to share it on my podcast really, really soon. Somebody said, I just asked you about this behind. Oh, that's Shantae.
Oh, she did.
Yeah. Come on. She going to do it too. Yeah. So this helps me a lot. She said this helps her a lot.
Shantae?
Yeah, Shantae. Do anybody have any questions, though? We want you to ask those questions, and I know that there's a delay on social media, but go ahead.
While I ask a question, I want to say this to you. Most of us, I'm gonna say it, man. I'm getting bolder in my old age. Most of us African Americans, we throw $50,000 away before we know it, trying to look like $1 million.
That part, sir.
We'll spend $50,000 trying to look like $1 million.
We'll
go out and we'll buy $1,000 purse, go out and buy a $1,000 outfit, and put on a $500 watch, and put on some $1,000 shoes, and only have $500 in the bank. That's not smart.
That's not wisdom.
And go ahead.
We'll go looking like our money versus, and we know people that you find out later, even our mentor for real estate, this woman just normal looking person, because you don't get caught up in the name brands and all that, and which that's good if that's what you really like, but I would rather invest that money.
No.
No, don't say that.
We got a culture. It's not good.
It's not good.
It's not good when you looking like 50,000 with only $500 in the bank, but your children, when you die, got to go sell what you got to bury you.
Yeah.
It's no longer good. The Bible says that he wanted us to leave an inheritance to our children, not debt.
Right.
So we got to stop that. We got to stop. You told me I can rent one. I was like, man, I want to buy one. I ain't trying to rent one. I want to buy it.
I want to own it.
I didn't know what mindset you was in, but now I see what mindset you're in. We can go to the next level with it. And that's what we at. We got to do that. We got to make some decisions. So, I'm not going to tell you that it's okay to do that. We got to stop. We got to stop. So
I want to say this back to the part that you was talking about real quick about somebody asked me, they was like, we were talking to a couple and they were like, I got to have the best ring. I got to have the best, best car. And I got to have I was like, man, I'd rather have a house over a ring. I'd rather invest my money.
Put my business out there. Put my business. Where your ring at?
My ring is in my room. What you finna say?
Listen, my wife.
Go ahead. I don't care.
My wife right now, we got this Instagram world that we in right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
My wife right now, we both, I got a ring. My ring cost me $25 on Amazon. And so I bought my wife, when we got proposed, I think I bought a $1,200 ring. And back then that was a life to me, right? And she lost it and something happened. I don't know what happened. I think it broke or something like that. And we went to go replace it. And back then she didn't know what she was saying. She said, babe, just give me some off Amazon. I think I bought her a $30 ring off Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
And looked the part, right? So as we started, making a little bit of extra money, And I said, baby, do you want me to buy you a real ring? You know, because I know everybody keep talking, you know, hey, you need to renew your vows and everything. And she said, no, buy me a house, a real house. I'll take a fake ring.
Or buy me a nice car, because I like a nice, it don't have to be major, but just buy me a nice vehicle that I want to ride in. I would rather have that. And really, yeah, you gotta understand the investment of your future is more important the investment of what you put on your body.
Yeah.
More important. But go ahead. I'm done. We done with that.
How many of y'all admit that what we just gave y'all was some powerful information?
Yeah.
Was powerful information. So I thank God for my wife. So I'll say again, the power of 50K. Can we get $10,000 in the bank? Yes. Do it. And I want us to change our mindset. Whatever money you put in the bank, stop putting money in the bank to spend it. Stop saving to spend.
Right.
Save to build wealth.
Yes.
Wealth is money you will never spend. So it's okay to have a wealth account and then have a vacation account.
Can I say this real quick? I'm sorry to cut you off. I want to say this because I don't want to. We praise God for where we are now, right?
I'm sorry, this one is eating me up. Let me put my camera on.
Okay. Praise God for where we are now. But I want to tell you, you're listening to some people that were homeless. You're listening to some people that had a repo, one repo. I ain't never had a repo in my life. You're listening to someone that understands how it feels to be broke and without. You're listening to somebody that just recently, 3 years ago, 2018 was when we made the decision, man, I don't want to live like this no more. Like it has to be other ways. And the Bible says leave an inheritance for your children. And I'm like, if something happened to us, what do our kids have? They have nothing. They don't have anything to call their own. That's what made us move from where we were to buy and build on land. That's what made us just, and here's the thing, didn't have no money to do it. Let's go there. Had no money to do any of that, but God provided because we trusted. So I encourage you, don't think you can't, man. You talking, we always say, I am you and you are me, right? And I say, we are you and you are us. At the end of the day, it's all about starting somewhere.
Yeah.
It's about starting somewhere and saying, I'm gonna save up this money. I'm gonna plan. I'll rather plan than fail. What do you say, Bishop? You always say, husband.
Don't plan to fail, they fail to plan.
They fail to plan, man. If you start planning now, saving up money to say, I'm gonna put this money up for my investment. It doesn't have to be a house. It doesn't have to be, but whatever you want to invest in. Not only did we invest, the power of 50K, also a truck that's in our LLC name. That's an investment for our business. Every time that truck moves, that truck making money. You got to invest in the business, and we don't move it unless it's making money. You got to be willing to invest smart.
Yeah.
Invest smart.
This is what I'm saying, right? Some people say, why'd you open up the Lions Den? I like that. Go ahead.
Yes.
This is why we open up the Lions Den, because many cultures have been doing this for years. And our African American culture, let's say we 100 years out of slavery. We don't have enough knowledge to overcome that many years of lack of knowledge. So as we learn it, we need to be getting these groups and share it. We have to share the information we're learning, because if we don't share the information we're learning, we're going to end up in a place to where we're only winning by ourselves and we're not making our culture better. I heard someone tell me one day, they says, I don't care about saving a lot of money for my children, because when I die, my children are going to waste it. I want to reach through the phone and slap them. And if you know who you are, yeah, I want to slap you, because that's so ignorant. So what we need to do is teach our children how to carry on the legacy so they won't waste the legacy. So I thank you, babe. I know I got to get ready to jump. We got another call we got here with another partner of ours helping us get better. Our third call for the day. Our first call today, we was helping a young lady with her business.
Yes. And she's going to do amazing. If you're watching, we believe in you. She's a part of our VIP Lions Den. You're going to do some great things, man. I can't wait till we get to a point. I'm telling you, another reason why we opened up the Lions Den, because I was like, Bishop, we got to share this. Like this has been life-changing to us. And it has been changing not only just to make money, but also to meet a need, right? I was like, we got to be able to share this. And we were doing it, with people paying for subscription, which that's a whole nother level. But we wanted to do it free as well, in the Lions Den. So we thank you for being a part of it. But I know what, baby, there is so many opportunities out here. And I wouldn't tell you something I didn't know. And I know that baby gonna meet them opportunities. And we can't wait till we share, her journey. And one of the VIP members' journey of, getting a government contract and being able to grow, in that level. So I just know that there's so much out here, so many opportunities, and so many ways to build wealth for your family. But this way, real estate is the top notch to build wealth. And if you need us to come and do some remodel, I'm gonna throw that out there. Call Harden Enterprise. We'll come and remodel for you. You don't even have to look for a remodel person. We'll do it.
We would definitely do. We have a lot of experience in that. So, we got to jump on this call. I want to say this. We jump on the call. Pastor Tonya Harden, call me, please.
Yes, I will. After my meeting, I got a meeting here in a minute. Then I call you.
So we just got the call helping the business. We got on here sharing experiences. Now we finna go on a call and get someone to help us with our business.
Come on.
So don't let someone teach you unless they're a student.
That's good.
We want to stay students. We want to get better. So we don't know it all. We joined this. We have this community here so people can kind of just date us. If you're interested in getting part of the VIP, I think it's today the 1st. Whoa! Today is the very last day to get part of the VIP for our sale price. I told them I'm going to sell you on here. If you want to know about that, let me know. Yeah. Tomorrow the price changes, so we got to get off. God bless you. Hey, we got to repurpose this video. We got to cut off some stuff and repurpose it and put it out there. YouTube.
Somebody say the 31st.
The 31st. That's the last day. Yeah. Tomorrow the VIP cost goes up. But anyways, like I said, I don't want to sell in this call.
Yeah.
Because I don't like to lie. But
we believe in you. I want to say this, Bishop. I know you get finna get out. We got to get ready, but we believe in you. You can do it. Walk in it. Always send us questions. If you have questions about this video and you watch the replay, or you just jumped on and you're going to go back and watch the replay, leave your questions and we'll come back and answer them, man. We'll come back.
Tell me if this was helpful. Put 10K. 10K. If this was
10K. Helpful, I love it.
I want to see as many 10Ks as I can see. If I can get 20 10Ks, I may come back and do another video on this a little deeper. But if it was helpful, I want to see on the thing 10K. Now I got to be 20 10Ks from 20 different people.
You need 10K from how many people?
I want 20 10K. Do we have 20 people in this group?
No. Now we're at 19. I'm so excited about that.
10 10Ks.
10K. There we go. We got 1 10K, 2 10Ks, 3 10Ks. Wait a minute. I think I overlooked some. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 10Ks.
And go back and listen to it. And if this is what I do. If I can get 10 10Ks, y'all go back and listen to it. We'll come back and do a Q&A. I got to get 10 10Ks. And we can get 10 10Ks. When y'all go back and listen to the video, I'll come back and do a Q&A after getting 10. But you got to ask for it. You got to ask for it. Say 10K Q&A. 10K Q&A. That means you want the Q&A. If I get 10 10Ks with a Q&A, we'll come back and do a Q&A on this topic and ask many questions you want to ask. Me and my wife, we learned a lot and we want to share it. We got to go though. I don't want the day to be held up. God bless y'all. Good night.
Bye-bye. Happy hunting.